What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. And today I wanted to bring you some very cool shows you should be watching or should have already watched on Netflix and Hulu. So let's start off with the heavy hitters. Stranger Things, of course, on Netflix. All of the Marvel Netflix shows, but right now I'm a big, huge fan of The Punisher. And if you haven't watched any of the other Marvel shows, you can jump into The Punisher and enjoy it right away. I've turned people onto it and who haven't watched any of like Daredevil or Jessica Jones as just a standalone show, and they're really enjoying it. Other than that, there's been some other ones that I've been checking out that are just totally different than your standard shows. One is Atypical. It's about a kid with autism. It's a half-an-hour comedy. I believe it's 10 episodes long, and it is really, really good. It's one of those really funny but yet really emotional shows. I like that it's only half an hour. I think my wife and I knocked it out in like a weekend, just binge watching it after the kids went to sleep. But it's a very, very good, underrated show. You don't hear a lot of people talking about it, and I think it's really, really, really good. Another huge favorite of mine from last year on Netflix is Ozark. Unaware what Ozark is, I don't really want to give too much away about it because I think it's just starring Jason Bateman. It's not a comedy. The only thing I want to say about it is, because I'm not going to give too much away, is just if you enjoyed Breaking Bad, I think you'll enjoy Ozark. Another heavy hitter on Netflix, if you haven't watched it yet, it's highly recommended, is Narcos. Season 3 came out in 2017. The first two revolve around Pablo Escobar. The third is about the other drug cartels that sort of take over after him. It's got a lot of subtitles, but honestly, I think you sort of forget about that after a while. Narcos, definitely be checking that out. Another series that came out last year on Netflix, and the season 2 or series, the second season of it is coming out in March, I believe. And that's a series of unfortunate events. That's with Neil Patrick Harris plays Count Olaf. And if you've seen the movie with Jim Carrey, this is way, way better. This is based on a book, a series of books, whereas the movie was just like 2 hours. This is able to tell the story, the whole series of books in individual episodes. The kids actually like it, but it's not really, I wouldn't say it's a kid's show. For me, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I've never read the books, didn't know anything was going on. The only thing I'll say is that it is super, I don't want to say depressing, but like you think it's going to go one way and it just doesn't. And they tell you throughout, like the theme song says, don't watch this show, do not watch this show, and like says it's nothing but bad things. And you think, oh yeah, but it is. Another great comedy is Master of None. It stars Aziz Ansari. If you're not aware who he is, he's a comedian, super funny guy. He's on Parks and Rec. The way it's shot though, just the camera, just everything about it is great. The writing's great, the acting's great, but just I love it for the cinematic stuff. It's really well done. So a couple other ones that I'm in the middle of watching now. Dark, which is a German show, and I've watched 2 or 3 episodes, and I was watching with the overdubs on, and then I read online, I'm like, I can't watch this. Like, it was bad as Kung Fu. Like, it's off. The acting of the overdub isn't the same as the emotion in the German show. So what I did is I was able to go into settings, turn off the overdub, and put on subtitles. And I've watched an episode with that, but I'm still getting through that. I believe there's 8 or 10 episodes in that, but it's really trippy. So that's another one I'm watching. And then I've also just started watching the other night, End of the Fucking World. It's really, really good. It's a half an hour, 20-minute. It's definitely different. I don't even know if I would call it a comedy or dramedy or comedy or drama. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. So if you're into just sort of offbeat, weirder shows, check it out. The dude that's in it was in one of the seasons of Black Mirror, which is also a fantastic show. If you haven't watched Black Mirror, stop whatever you're doing now and watch all of them. Every single one's different, so you can jump in wherever you want with Black Mirror. They're all anthology shows, so each episode's different storyline. They're all sort of intertwined a little bit, but you don't know that unless you really pay attention. But anyways, like I was talking about, The End of the Effing World. Check it out. It's really good, very odd, but I'm enjoying it so far. I think I'm 3 or 4 episodes in on that. Okay, so there's a couple shows on Hulu that I watch. Obviously, the heavy hitter is The Handmaid's Tale. I haven't watched that yet. I've seen videos on it. The cinematography looks amazing. I've heard the story's amazing, so I will be checking that out. But the ones that I do watch, I watch Shut Eye, which is about like modern day gypsies and fortune tellers, and it's almost like a mafia type thing, but it's more comedy than drama. It's another sort of offbeat type one. They just started streaming season 2 now. Season 1 was last year, I believe, and I really like it. I believe this one came out last year on Hulu, and it's 11/22/63. And that's James Franco, and that's a Stephen King. I believe it was a short story, but it's about time travel. And this guy goes back to stop the assassination of John F. Kennedy so that it changes the future, and that's where the shenanigans start. Not really shenanigans. It's a really good show. It was a limited series. I believe it was only 10 episodes, and that's it. So if you want to just blast through something where you don't have to worry about another season or anything like that, 11/22/63. Another one on Hulu that I'm enjoying but not super enjoying. It's one of those ones where I watch a couple episodes and then sort of skip past it for a while and try to get back to it. It's called The Runaways. It's based on a Marvel comic, but it's not like huge Marvel comic. The acting isn't that great in it, but it's Marvel, so I'm semi-enjoying it, but it's not one where I'm like, oh, I can't wait till the next episode, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless. So I would say for this one, if you have nothing else to watch, you're just sitting around and you maybe are doing a little something else, you're flipping through Twitter, checking your timeline, and you want something on, it's good for that. There's another limited run series that's coming to Hulu in a couple months, and it's Jeff Daniels, who, another show that isn't on either of these, it's on HBO, Newsroom, highly recommend that. But he is a fantastic dramatic actor, even though a lot of people know him just from Dumb and Dumber. But it's called The Looming Tower. It leads up to what happened on 9/11 here in America, and just shows like the problems with the different agencies not talking to each other and how things can get lost in that type of system. That's what it looks like, but it looks really, really good. Jeff Daniels, anything he's in that's a drama, I'm probably going to be into it. Okay, so other than that, honorable mentions from other streaming services. HBO, Westworld. If you haven't seen Westworld, you should really, really get on that. I think the second season's coming out later this year. Of course, Game of Thrones. I mean, just let's not be ridiculous. Curb Your Enthusiasm, another great one on HBO. But one that I just finished and I blasted through, it's another half an hour. It's like an action comedy. It's on Amazon Prime Video. It's called JeanClaude Van Johnson. What is it? It's called JeanClaude Van Johnson. And it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's one of the ones Amazon put out, and you're able to vote. They put the pilot out. You're able to vote to see if you want it to be a full series. And I voted for it. I'm a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme fan from when I was a little. Kickboxer, Time Cop, Universal Soul. I mean, I'm a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. When I watched the pilot, it's super fun. He's making fun of himself. Basically, the plot is that he's a real hero doing these real things, but then he's just a movie actor to sort of cover it up. So he just does movies to go to certain locations to do certain missions. Super funny. He makes so much fun of himself in it. Anybody that can poke fun at themselves and be so self-deprecating, it makes me even more of a fan. But yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Jean-Claude Van Johnson. That's on Amazon Prime Video. So if you have Amazon Prime, check that out. So like I said before, if there's anything that I should be checking out that I didn't mention, maybe I've already watched it and I just didn't mention it, but leave me a comment down below and let me know what I should be watching. I love checking out new shows. Even if they're like offbeat and weird, I'll give them a shot. They might not hold my attention. That's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, leave me comments down below. Let me know what I should be watching or what you guys watch that you think I would enjoy or that you do enjoy. Leave me a comment, let me know why. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
You're my music, but you tear me to pieces. So where does it come from? The scene that keeps playing